Hello, I'm Jennifer and my business ally, Julie Mai, get together once a week and just sort of blow the lid off this industry. We are in the network marketing business, and it's a very sort of shrouded in mystery, it seems like. Not something I learned about in school, but an industry that is thriving, very, multi-billion dollar industry that when it comes to you and it lands in your lap, I think all of us were a little confused. I was confused. I didn't know what it was. I had some judgments. I had a lot of hesitations. And when all of the layers peeled away, I was like, what were all those hesitations about? This is a great industry. It's incredibly fair and equal opportunity. It's very, there's no income ceiling to it. It's all about helping each other. For me, I went to my first conference, my first event, and I was like, wait a minute, the people on the stage are just like all the most successful people just stand on the stage and tell you how to do it. There isn't this like dog eat dog competitive atmosphere, because your success is everybody's success, because especially in our company where the highest levels are all profit sharing, you have an interest in the entire company being healthy. And I've just gotten so much help and so much support from leaders in this company that don't make very much money or hardly anything from me. It's just so, I used to be a cookbook author. I co-owned a restaurant with my sister out here in Hawaii, and I've had a couple other businesses, and it's a very challenging and competitive world out there. And what I found in network marketing was a home that felt very good. It's the first team I've ever been on. I'll just say I'm not a very athletic person. I never was on a team. So it was kind of exciting for me to realize, oh, now I'm part of a team. And in a team, everybody helps everybody, because you're only as strong as the weakest link. So you want to like get everybody, as strong as you can. And it's a pretty beautiful system. My experience in my other businesses was there's so much more to business, running your own, especially brick and mortar business, an actual concrete location like a restaurant. There's just so much more to it than having a good product and having a great work ethic. It's just, there's so many moving pieces, and it swallows your life and it swallows your time. And, you can't step away from it without worrying. It's just a very different paradigm. And this is something where you have a team, but you can do it yourself with your own personality and your own style. And you don't have any employees and you don't have a boss. It's like the best thing in the world. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do much else. And, a lot of us also do our other loves and our other passions on the side. It's not about giving up everything else in your life. Almost every one of us has something else in our lives that, we work on and are passionate about. And this income, which Julie's going to talk about, a residual income, it just gives you that leverage and that freedom to have more life in your life, essentially. And there was last week, a bunch of us took a training, and there was a man talking a lot about money, actually. And I thought it was rather hilarious that he made this point that people in the network marketing industry who are very successful, like 6 and 7 figure earners, that there's really no other industry that they could earn that level of money. And he was being really blunt and a little harsh, but I had to laugh because I'm like, that is so true. I mean, it would be so hard for me, even, college educated, to make as much money in any other industry as I do in this one. And there's really no ceiling coming down on me. It's pretty limitless. The sky's the limit in this industry. So we get together to sort of illuminate that something more than a great product has landed in your lap. A lot of us in this company, we're so focused on the product that we have, because it's just, I'm going to talk about the product actually at the end of the call, but it's easy to get so wrapped into the product that you almost forget that you're sitting here with this golden ticket in your lap. So that's what this call is about. And Julie Mai is going to kind of shed some more light on that from the business angle. Julie is someone that I met 7.5 years ago, sitting under a tree in a park, when we were just a small group of people on Kauai with you know, with some big dreams and hopes. I've, you know, told the story many times how I showed up thinking I was going to some sort of training to learn how I could sell these products. And that's not what we talked about at all. She was sitting there with a stack of books. She had educated herself about the industry, and her vision and her dream was so big and so much further than Hawaii and the United States and everything. It was about a global empire of wellness, and it helped crack that vision open for me as well. So take it away, Julie.
Hi,
Show us
thanks,
the
Jennifer.
vision. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you hear me good? We have a lot of rain on our little island today, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Erin, if you can get that video queued up too, I'll let you know when to go. But thank you so much for the introduction. And you know, I just back everything that she says. You guys, we're in some very interesting times right now in the world, and I'm realizing more and more every day what a blessing and what a gift this is that we have to offer people. I'm going to tell just a little bit about my story, and then I'm going to go into why we call this the golden ticket. First of all, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. I know it's the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm giving thanks to you for showing up, for the person that invited you to this call, just to learn some new information. And that's really our goal, is just to hopefully educate you, teach you something new. We're not here to sell you anything or, you know, get you on our team. My passion is just to educate people of why this is a better way. I found myself about 7.5 years ago extremely busy. I was juggling two little girls who were 3 and 5. My girls now are a lot older than that. And I had a full-time jewelry design company. My husband was a full-time mason. We were two ships crossing in the night. He'd come home from work and I'd high-five him from working in the studio all day, and then I'd go to work at a waitress job because I had big dreams. You know, I had big dreams of buying a home one day. I had this idea of what my life, I wanted it to look like as I got older and raising my family. And I realized, you know, about 7.5 years ago, I realized that the road that I chose, the path that I was going down, not only was it not going to get me to the dreams that I really wanted for my life, but it was driving me into the ground. And I didn't get to spend the time that I wanted with my kids. I wasn't the present mom. I was always passing them off to other people. And then when I was with them, I was stressed out because I was so overworked. And yes, there was money coming in, but the more successful I got at my traditional job that I used, you know, creating what I created, the less time I had with them. And I knew that if I didn't change something, that nothing was going to change. I knew that I was going to wake up in 5 years and I was going to either be in the same place, struggling, stressed out. My girls were going to be 5 years older and nothing was going to change. And so I just had this epiphany of like, what can I do different? How can I bring more time into my life? How can I, you know, I don't want to be a bum and not make any money. That wasn't what I wanted, but I just wanted to figure out a solution. And sometimes when you ask, things show up in unusual packages. And that's kind of what I say this is. And maybe if you're just getting going, or maybe this is your first time hearing this, it's a little unusual. And for me, I didn't understand why a friend of mine who I knew that did all these other incredible things in her life was inviting me to learn about some product that was changing her family's life. But because, you know, I respected her, because I loved her as a friend, I said, I'll go take a look and hear what this is all about. And you guys, I was blown away by what I heard that night. I told her there's no way I'm going to do a business. I am so overworked. I'm so stressed out. I'm not going to be selling products because I'm a jewelry designer and a mom. But what I realized is the product started working. I started feeling better. I started sharing them with people who were really having health issues. Jennifer will talk a little bit about what they are at the end of the call. My mom in particular, she completely transformed her life, and she started living again as a bright light that I remember her being when I was younger. And I knew there was something to this. So that's when I decided to jump in and educate myself, like Jennifer said, you guys. And I decided not to listen to my best friend. I decided not to listen to my neighbor or my aunt or my cousin or my brother, anyone who is giving me a hard time for doing something like this. I said, you know what? You don't live the life that I want. So I'm going to go educate myself and listen to people who do. And what I found is I found that some of the most successful people on the planet, just to name a few: Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on the planet; Tony Robbins, he teaches business all over the world, one of the most successful people on the planet; Peter Drucker, who teaches business school at Harvard Law or Harvard School of Business; Sir Richard Branson. I know these names are ringing a bell to you. He owns, you know, an airline company. These people either teach, own, or support network marketing. And I was like, okay, well, there must be something to this. And then when I dove a little deeper, I realized that the average person, what network marketing truly is it's just business education for the average person. Someone like you or I who has no training in business can start small and really get educated from building, like Jennifer said, a team, a network, an organization. And it's way more, people think that network marketing is selling. I got to sell something, because that was me. I was like, I can't sell. I'm not a salesperson. But when I understood that it's not about selling, that all you're doing is sharing something that's changed your life or that you really love and believe in with someone else who does the same thing, and you're unlocking networks of people to do the same thing. And when you can do that one time, it pays you over and over and over again. And that's what I fell in love with, because I understood the power of passive residual income, you guys. If you really understood residual income, if I told you that you could do a little bit of work and learn something new and fall in love with something that is scientifically proven that changes people's lives, and you could do a little bit of work and get paid over and over, where if I told you you're gonna get paid $1,000 this month and next month you're gonna make that same amount of money and it's gonna continue to grow, and instead of having to step into a linear wheel where, you know, for me, whatever I could produce with my two hands, I would get paid. So if I made, 10 pieces of jewelry, I'm going to sell that, I'm going to get paid for it. But tomorrow, if I don't make 10 more pieces of jewelry, I'm not going to get paid. With something like this, you create an economic engine that pays you again and again and again. And that, my friends, is incredible. And I think now more than ever, I think with where the world is right now, and so many people, millions and millions and millions of people are laid off. You guys, we're going, I'm sorry to say this, and I'm sure you already know this, but we're going into phase 3. It's crazy out there. It's scary. We're going to get locked down. I just heard that our little island is getting locked down on Tuesday, a mandatory 2-week quarantine. If you come to our island and people are losing their jobs, this is the 3rd time. Businesses they're not going to make it. And so many people are looking for a plan B. We get to do this. We're all on the Zoom all over the world. We get to build a multi-million-dollar global business from the palm of our hand. I'm sitting in my bedroom right now, anywhere you are in the world. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what education you have. If you have a will and a desire to create a better life, to create financial freedom, financial flexibilities, to have more choices, if you just want to help other people, you want to serve and give back and have a purpose-driven life, I can go on and on and on why this is the most incredible way that you can do business. I'm going to have Mr. Tony Robbins, though, give you just a little glimpse of why he recommends network marketing over traditional business, especially with this, where we're going in the world with technology and everything. So Aaron, if you could cue that up, that would be great.
You've been around a long time. You've seen a lot of different things.
I have.
What are your thoughts about network marketing in general? And what is your thoughts about the decision that people can make to become entrepreneurs using it?
Well, it's interesting, I'm doing this program right now and I got a room, of a couple thousand people from 44 countries. They're all business owners. Some of them are businesses that are approaching $1 billion. Some of them haven't even started yet, right? They're just picking their business. So it's really variety. And one of my goals in that event is to actually get people to not go in business. And the reason it sounds horrible is someone spends $10,000 come to an event. I told them up front, some of you are not made for this, because to run a business requires a certain natural capacity, a nature, if you would, besides skills that you learn. And it's the ability to handle risk. It's the ability to handle stress. It's the ability to do a lot of different things. And you have to be able to manage finance. Most people, they have some of those skills. And that's why every year, 50% of businesses that start are out of business. You look at over any 5-year period of time, 80% are out of business, and over a 10-year period of time, only 4% make it. Now, make it, Eric, doesn't mean that they're making any money, right? That just means they're still standing. 96% fail, and after 10 years, you're set, right? No. Look at Lehman Brothers, right? Around for a century. They did combined $1 trillion in revenue over that century, and they're gone. So the world, technology changes, products and services changes, it's so competitive. So to really be successful, it's a really unique situation. What's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner, but you don't have to be worrying about supply chain. You have to be worried about accounting, especially in the world we're in today. Network marketing used to be a little bit more different, but today with technology, you can know what's happening in real time. The companies have already set up the software, they know what happens. So it's really picking the right company, and there's a lot of great companies in that area. And it's really realizing that you're really a value creator. If you can go out and add value to other people's lives, if you can just introduce people to a product or a service that a company you represent that truly is extraordinary, some products and services can't just be thrown up on Amazon. They need the story to be told. And if you found a product or service of that nature and you got a company that has a generous schedule of being able to reward you, and then you begin to get leverage where it's not just you, where you've multiplied your efforts to other people, then you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is amazing. Now, network marketing has a mixed reputation, and we all know that, right, in the marketplace. And anybody goes out there, what are you doing? That's why you got to own yourself as a professional. I think that's why I'm supportive of what you do, because you're not just pumping people up, you're giving people real skill sets to be a pro.
So I love, I've studied a lot of Tony. I've done a ton of personal work and personal development within just the idea, just what business means and traditional business versus something like this. And, you might be thinking, well, why, financial freedom sounds great. Of course, we all have this idea of making a lot of money in our life would be a good thing, right? Because it would give you more choices. And for me, I don't want to make it about money, because I really think that the one thing that we all want more than money is time. We just want more time with the people that we love. We want more time doing the things that we want to be doing. If you could literally write down what you were put here for, what you want to do while you're here on the planet, I can promise you it's not going to work for the next 30 years at a job that you don't like, right? So if you're miserable, maybe you're not miserable. Maybe you actually like your job, but you wish that you didn't have to do it so much, that you wish you could do it, maybe not for the money part of it. And that's what I realized with this, is that I could do this, fit it in the nooks and crannies. I could do it part-time. I could work full-time on my job and part-time on my fortune. Because you guys, something like this, if you do it right, and if you find a company that you love and has integrity and that's publicly traded, and there's so many reasons why we have one of the best companies on the planet, this will pay you for the rest of your life. My mom was in this company with me, and she built it with me just because it changed her life, and people came to her and asked her what she did. And my mom lived the last 7 years of her life extremely healthy and happy, and full of life and full of light. And sometimes I just have come to believe that when our time is up, our time is up. And my mom passed away about just almost a year ago, coming this December. And I know in my heart that the reason that this product and this company came into my life was so that I could help her live a better life, and I could show her that I could, do something to make her proud and give my kids the present mom that she wasn't able to be. My mom worked so hard. She worked day in and day out my entire childhood trying to provide for me, and I know how happy it brought her, how happy it made her seeing me create a life that I could be the mom that she never could be. I bring up my mom in this business because my mom passed, but her business didn't go away. My daughter, her granddaughter, now gets the check that my mom built while she was alive. This is a legacy that you can leave for your children. This is a legacy that you can create to do the things that is most important to you. When life happened to me last year in 2019, 2020 has been crazy for a lot of us, but when life happened last year, I became a single mom of 4 kids. And my daughter wrote an essay about me being her hero because I was able to be with her when I needed to be there with her. I wasn't working at a job that I didn't like. I wasn't doing something that outside of the home that I needed to do. So I just got a little personal with you guys. I hope that's okay. But I just want you to know that this is about getting your time back. This is about having an opportunity to take your dreams off the shelf and dust them off and do something that gives you meaning and fulfillment and purpose. And I'm going to pass it back to you, Jan, because I've talked too much. Let you talk about the products, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
We love listening to you, Julie. Thank you. Yes, we're going to talk about the products because it's always good to keep everything in perspective. We are an anti-aging company. And if that doesn't excite you, you're probably just not old enough yet, because what most of us experience is that along with the treasured wisdom of the years comes aches and pains and little things that don't heal. And a lot of people have trouble sleeping as they get older and stuff like that. And of course, much worse things seem to be related with age as well. Our company deals with products that are in the category of nutrigenomics, which just breaks down to mean we're using nutrients to affect genetic expression. And that's a big field, and we are basically, we're the pioneers of this field. And you know, I was saying last night, like I grew up kind of obsessed with health and like what we're eating, and nutrition was always just something I thought about a lot. Wanted to understand it, wanted to know that what I was eating was the right thing. I literally was, you know, in a family, there were 4 kids in our family, and I used to sit there at dinner going, why are we eating this? Like, what is it made of? And so I grew into, you know, by the time these products came into my life, I was 38 years old, and I thought, I knew, you know, everything. I knew what all the greatest, you know, things to take and do were, but the real truth was I had a lot of pain in my body. I had back pain that I didn't think could ever be helped really with nutrition, just, you know, with I was eating an anti-inflammatory diet, but it seemed like a mechanical problem. And I had had migraines since I was a child, since I was 8 years old. And so when I finally agreed to try these products that my friend was distributing and felt a lot of pain leave my body, I had to look into it. And this whole, you know, concept of affecting genetic expression through nutrients is seriously, it's like in our lifetime, the forefront of health and wellness got pushed way forward, and pretty much in a quantum leap. And we made, there's just so much more we can do through nutrients than we ever had thought. And we have patented formulas that we're using here. A lot of times we look at it like we're doing genetic tuning, right? Like if you have ever listened to a piano that's out of tune, it doesn't matter how well the person playing the piano is operating, right? Aaron Cottrell's smiling because he tunes pianos, and he knows it's very complicated to tune a piano. There's a lot related to every single note. And with these nutrients, we are able to essentially tap into our cells and tune into our best genetics, right? Because our cells are taking everything in. They're taking all of our, you know, environmental pollutants and all of the things that we are eating that we do not need to be eating, but we like to eat anyway. There's a lot of information getting passed to our cells all day, every day. And these particular formulas that we're working with are just the right recipe, essentially. And it really pushed the forefront of health and wellness to a whole new level. And I do not think that these products healed my back pain, but I know that they gave my body the information that it needed to kind of kick in and do what it's designed to do. You know, I think my spine was designed to heal itself if given all the proper tools. If you don't have the right tools, you cannot get the job done. And so these products are tools to help your body stay in tune, stay aligned. And what they see on the cellular level is it slows down the aging process. It's literally slowing down the damaging processes that sort of compound daily over time. And we experience it as aging. But, you know, on a cellular level, it really is just a pileup of toxic behaviors that the cell has a hard time cleaning up. So hopefully that's not too confusing. We do have a ton of information on the subject. Just know that we're getting in there at the cellular level, and we're enhancing the cellular waste disposal system. We're bringing back balance to the mitochondrial cycle, which is giving you your energy back, helping you to sleep at night and have energy during the day. And we're actually even in there working with the little parts of the cell that are kind of like the mommies and daddies, keeping all the rest of the cell in line and making sure that your good genes and your survival genes and your helpful genes are what are being expressed, and not the genes that you don't want. So it's some pretty sophisticated technology that we're born with. It's just inherent in us, and when given the right tools, it behaves in the way that we like. So that's essentially what we're doing with the products. I know Julie, I feel like, has 1 or 2 other things she wants to share before we wrap it up tonight, but just know that whoever invited you has the magic link that connects you to the products that I'm talking about.
I love it. The magic link to the tools to tune you perfectly the way that we were supposed to be tuned when we were younger. If you want to know more, there is an incredible woman by the name of Kamaile. I see her on here, and she does a product overview at 2:30 today, Hawaii time. So in literally 2 hours, you can hop on with her, and she goes over these incredible cellular activators that it's really hard to put so nicely like Jennifer did in 5 minutes. So thank you for doing that. And you guys, I'm gonna let you all go here in a minute, but I think, one thing I'm noticing on this call, which I'm so happy about, is there's a lot of young faces. And if there was anything that I wish would have been different with my journey with this, is I wish I would have found this younger. I wish I would have found it in my 20s, because how much pain that would have saved me from going down the road that I went down. And I wasn't a not successful person, and that's the thing, is I'm realizing now that when you can do something like this when you're young, set yourself up for the rest of your life so that what you were really truly put here on the planet to do, you can make happen. Because once you can get the money part out of the way, you can do whatever you want. And if you're young and if you're watching this, you guys, all I can say is put your head down and run hard, because we have something truly so special with this thing. And I just, there's parts of me that just wants to shake people at times, because I know some people, and maybe this is you, and you're miserable, and you don't love your job, and you don't know how how do I get out of this? And it takes sometimes something like this to rattle you and be like, wow, I never thought about that, or I don't know about that, or that gets a bad rap, but I want you to listen to us. This is the most incredible way that you can make a living, because you cannot win or succeed without helping someone else win and succeed. And when you can make it about others, and when you can grow into the person that cares and wants to help other people more than yourself, magical things can happen in your life. And that's truly what this is. And I'm just so grateful every day that I said yes. I'm so grateful every day that other people see this and want to live a happier, more inspired and purpose-driven life. And if you're interested in that, if you like anything that we shared, please let the person know that invited you to this call, get back with them and get honest with them, and get honest with yourself and ask yourself, do I have a plan? Do I have a plan to get me to my dreams? Do I have a plan to get me the retirement that I deserve? Do I have a plan to take care of my kids? Because I can honestly tell you that the world is changing faster than any of us know, or maybe you do know, but I'm learning more and more. And all I know is the world is going to change more in the next 5 years than it has in the last 70. With technology, we are about to get our minds blown. I mean, just with this whole COVID thing, so many things have changed. And so this is the future. Being able to build a business through your phone, through your computer, from the comforts of your home is the way to go, in my humble opinion. So thank you so much for joining us on the call today. We are here to answer questions. If you do have any questions, know that we're all available. We work together as a team. That is the most beautiful thing that we do, like Jennifer mentioned earlier. Thank you, Jan, for your insight and your wisdom. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and happy Thanksgiving. So much to be grateful for, and just so grateful that you all showed up today. So thank you.